All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving headfirst into a truly wild story, one packed with uh, desperate choices, clever tricks, and this relentless hunt for the truth. A series of unfortunate events. The Hostel Hospital.
It really is quite something. And what's so captivating about these opening chapters, is how the source material doesn't just tell a story. It actively throws the Baudelaire Orphans, Violet, Klaus, and Sonny into this escalating series of challenges.
Yeah, forcing them to adapt, improvise.
Exactly. And to really question the very nature of information and reality itself. So our mission today is to trace their, harrowing journey, pull out those surprising nuggets of insight they uncover.
And really explore what it means to be well-informed, right? Especially when everything you hear, everything you read, it seems designed to mislead you.
Precisely.
Okay, so our story kicks off with the Baudelaires in a truly desperate spot. I mean, they've been walking for hours, they're thirsty, lost, exhausted, completely terrified.
And they know people are chasing them, people who want to hurt them. It's grim.
Then they stumble upon the Last Chance General Store. It's the only building for miles, and the name says it all, really. It feels like their absolute last desperate hope.
And it's such a unique dilemma because their usual support systems,
Yeah.
gone. Parents are dead, police are chasing them for a crime they didn't commit.
Right, and former guardians have been, well, let's just say unhelpful at best, murderous at worst. Or Count Olaf himself.
So the only person they can even think to contact is Mr. Poe, the banker, who, let's be honest, is deeply unhelpful.
So facing this, they decide to try and send him a telegram from the store. And this is where we first see those amazing individual talents kick in.
Yeah, their core skills. Violet, the inventor, ties her hair up, that classic sign she's about to figure something out.
Klaus, the reader, taps into that incredible memory, remembers Morse code on the spot.
And Sonny, the baby, communicates with her unique words, which somehow her siblings always understand.
But as Klaus is tapping out the message, he has this really chilling moment. He says something like, "We are in grave danger."
Yeah, it's like articulating it, tapping it out, makes the danger feel even more real. He says, it's almost as if I didn't realize how grave the danger was until I tapped it out into a telegram. It's quite profound.
And this scene perfectly sets up the peril of misinformation, doesn't it, with the Daily Punctilio?
Oh, absolutely. This newspaper has been printing complete lies, painting the Baudelaires as murderers. And the shopkeeper, he seems kind enough, but he has this unwavering, almost blind faith in the paper.
He just won't listen to them. Says something like, nonsense, the Daily Punctilio wouldn't print things that aren't true.
Exactly. If the newspaper says somebody is a murderer, then they are a murderer, and that's the end of it. It's terrifyingly simplistic.
And you see it right there, that unquestioning belief. It really makes you stop and think, how easily we can fall for what we want to believe or what seems authoritative, even if the facts just aren't there.
It's a powerful point about our own information filters.
The shopkeeper keeps repeating his mantra, no news is good news. But for the Baudelaires, sitting there, waiting, with no reply from Poe.
Well, for them, no news is the absolute worst news. It means they're still stuck, still in danger. That blind optimism is just dangerous.
And that optimism shatters pretty quickly when Lou, the delivery person, shows up with the morning paper.
Right. The shopkeeper sees the new Daily Punctilio, sees their picture, and immediately shouts, I know those kids, they're in my store right now. I just gave them some muffins.
Yeah.
Completely oblivious.
And just like that, any sense of safety is gone. They have to make a frantic escape, running through this bizarrely cluttered store.
It's chaos. And as they burst outside, they see this square, gray van, V.F.D. printed on the side.
That familiar acronym. Seems like a lifeline for a second.
But of course, it just pulls them into another layer of danger and, frankly, weirdness.
So they find refuge in this V.S.D. van.
Right.
And the people inside, the volunteers fighting disease, they're overwhelmingly cheerful, almost unnervingly so.
Right. Their whole philosophy is no news is good news,
Right.
but they take it to an extreme. They actively avoid newspapers, any distressing information.
They genuinely believe picturing something makes it so. Singing cheerful songs, handing out heart-shaped balloons.
But even the songs have this dark undercurrent, like the one mentioning doctors sawing people in half. It's bizarre.
It really is quite a contrast, this relentless cheerfulness. Is it just naive denial, do you think, or something else?
It's hard to say definitively within this world, but it certainly functions as a kind of willful ignorance, a dangerous blind spot masked by good intentions. They mean well, But ignoring reality doesn't make it go away.
And the hospital they arrive at, Heimlich Hospital, mirrors that contradiction perfectly.
Yeah, it's half finished. One side looks modern, gleaming. The other is just scaffolding boards, plastic sheets.
That visual split really reflects the whole theme of deceptive appearances and incomplete information that just runs through their entire journey here.
Absolutely. And once inside, they encounter Babs, the head of human resources. Or rather, they encounter her voice.
Right, just a scratchy intercom voice insisting children should be seen and not heard.
And she declares that paperwork is the most important function of the hospital. Not healing. Paperwork.
That tells you everything you need to know about the priorities there, doesn't it? It's unsettling.
It really is. But then, almost randomly, Babs announces this assignment in the Library of Records. Needs 3 volunteers.
And for the Baudelaires, hearing Library of Records, that's like striking gold. A chance for actual information, finally.
They meet Hal, this ancient librarian who's nearly blind. He has this one strict rule. No reading the files, only filing them.
But then he drops this tantalizing hint. He mentions the Snicket Files file.
And that it contains information about the Baudelaires themselves. It's right there, but completely off limits.
Hal becomes this symbol, doesn't he, of having access to vast amounts of information but being unable or forbidden to interpret or use it.
Exactly. And for anyone familiar with the Baudelaire story, that phrase Snicket Fires hits hard. It connects directly to the fire that killed their parents.
So this file isn't just data, it's deeply personal. Yet it's locked away, guarded by this well-meaning but ultimately unhelpful gatekeeper. It forces you to think about how often that happens in the real world, too.
Vital information, just out of reach because of systems or rules.
So, driven by this potential lead, the Baudelaire set up a makeshift camp in the unfinished wing of the hospital. Cold, filthy.
But hidden. Strategic. It's another example of them finding a sliver of control in the most unlikely, chaotic place.
And it's here they finally examine those fragments from the Quagmire notebooks they've been carrying.
Those precious scraps. And they find these really cryptic clues. There's a partial entry. Jacques Snicket worked for V.F.D, which stands for volunteer. Cut off right there.
Then Isidore's rhyming couplet about Snicket rarely showing his face.
And that really strange note, just anagram.
These little pieces hint at something much bigger, don't they? A conspiracy swirling around V.F.D, this organization we know has both good and bad elements.
And Jacques Snicket seems to be right in the middle of it.
And just the word fire. It triggers these powerful subconscious associations for the kids. It links their own personal tragedy, losing their parents, to this wider mystery of this Snicket Files file.
It makes it intensely personal. This isn't just about solving a puzzle. It's about understanding their own past.
So their mission becomes crystal clear. They have to get that file.
They need to understand why Jacques Snicket was murdered, what V.F.D really is, why their own picture is in that file.
And ultimately, use that truth to clear their names and finally bring Count Olaf to justice.
But just as they solidify this plan, Olaf arrives.
Right. Disguised as Mattathias, the new head of human resources. His timing is impeccable, in the worst way.
And his first announcement. A complete inspection of every employee.
Which is obviously just a thinly veiled excuse. He's hunting them.
This immediate threat pushes Klaus and Sonny into this really clever, though morally gray, plan.
To get Hal's keys, right, by exploiting his poor eyesight.
Yeah. And Sonny comes up with this ingenious solution, making fake keys out of paper clips and Violet's hair ribbon. It's brilliant resourcefulness.
But it shows how necessity is forcing them into these deceptive tactics. They have to bend the rules, maybe even break them, just to survive.
And you see the toll it takes. The source describes them feeling this quiver in the stomach. They know what they're doing isn't exactly nice.
It's that constant struggle, isn't it? Grappling with the necessity of deceit while trying desperately not to become like Olaf, who uses lies purely for selfish gain.
That distinction is crucial. So armed with these fake keys, they sneak back into the library.
And start this systematic search. Cabinet after cabinet, looking for Snicket, Jacques, fire.
Nothing. It's just dead end after dead end.
Yeah.
So frustrating for them and for us reading along.
Until the breakthrough. They find the Baudelaire file.
But inside, there's only one page. Page 13.
Not what they expected at all, but what's on it is, well, it changes everything.
It's a photograph. There's Jacques Snicket, another writer whose face is obscured, and their parents.
Looking younger, standing outside 667 Dark Avenue, and crucially, not wearing wedding rings, which adds another layer of mystery.
But the real bombshell is the sentence written above the photograph.
Because of the evidence discussed on page 9, experts now suspect that there may in fact be one survivor of the fire, but the survivor's whereabouts are unknown.
Can you even imagine, after everything, believing they lost both parents, suddenly there's this possibility, a glimmer of hope that one might still be alive.
It completely reframes their entire situation, their entire past.
But they barely have a second to process this earth-shattering news before Esme Squalor crashes the party.
Literally. Count Olaf's girlfriend makes this violent, dramatic entrance, wearing those ridiculous stiletto heels made of knives.
Peak villain fashion. And she declares Olaf sent her to destroy the file, page 13, and the children.
And she chillingly confirms, "We destroyed Jacques Snicket." No ambiguity there.
Her method of pursuit is just as destructive. She starts knocking over the massive file cabinets.
Like dominoes, creating this path of chaos, physically destroying the very information, the records they were trying to access.
It's pure symbolic destruction. And in the chaos, they try to escape through the information chute.
But Violet gets trapped, a cabinet falls, blocking the way, separating her from Klaus and Sunny.
It's harrowing. Klaus and Sunny are forced to scramble up this chute, leaving their sister behind, unsure if she's okay. The personal cost of seeking truth is just immense.
Meanwhile, outside the library, Olaf, still disguised as Mattathias, gets on the intercom.
And publicly accuses Clyde and Susie Baudelaire, Klaus and Sunny's fake names, demanding their capture.
So now it's a public hunt. Misinformation weaponized again, turning everyone in the hospital against them.
But Klaus and Sunny adapt incredibly quickly. They spot a group of the volunteers fighting disease.
And blend right in, using those heart-shaped balloons to hide their faces.
They actually use the V.F.D's "no news is good news" philosophy, their willful ignorance to their advantage. If the volunteers won't look too closely or ask questions, they can hide in plain sight.
It's brilliant, but the danger ramps up immediately. Mattathias announces the world's first cranioectomy.
A completely made-up, terrifying procedure.
To be performed on a 14-year-old girl, and Klaus instantly knows.
It has to be Violet. The horror of that realization.
Yeah.
It's not just about truth anymore, it's life and death right now.
This is where Klaus has that incredible aha moment. He remembers the anagram note from the Quagmire fragments.
And connects it to another Olaf alias, Alfunkut. Realizes it's an anagram for Count Olaf.
Then, using alphabet soup noodles from the cafeteria of all things, he deciphers Violet's disguised name on the patient list.
Finds Laura V. Bleediati, an anagram for Violet Baudelaire. It's such a fantastic moment of knowledge in action, piecing together these disparate clues under immense pressure.
Truly amazing. So knowing Violet's alias, Klaus and Sunny grab oversized white medical coats, surgical masks.
Deciding to use Olaf's own methods of disguise against him, it's this fascinating inversion adopting the enemy's tactics for their own survival.
But then they run straight into Esme, also disguised, this time as a surgical assistant.
And she's wielding this huge, rusty knife, calling it a surgical tool. The audacity.
She even makes Klaus carry it for her, and casually reveals Olaf's plan to torch the place after the fake surgery and kill them all.
The sheer menace is constant. And as they finally reach the surgical ward, it's guarded by Olaf's enormous assistant. Danger everywhere, often hiding in plain sight.
The operating theater itself is just a horrific spectacle. It's packed like a stadium.
An audience eager to watch this gruesome, fake cranioectomy.
And Olaf's henchmen are there, disguised as doctors. Dr. Olukafont, the hook-handed man, and Dr. Flacatono, the bald man with the long nose.
And there's Violet, on a gurney, unconscious, looking absolutely dreadful.
Klaus knows they have to stall, and he uses his greatest weapon, his knowledge.
It's brilliant. He starts lecturing the audience the history of surgical knives, making a reporter keen for a headline.
Details the chemical process of oxidation, why the knife is rusty. Sunny even tries nibbling Violet's neck, trying to wake her.
Anything to buy time. And his ultimate stall tactic, appealing to the hospital's own twisted logic.
Right. Demanding the patient's paperwork be completed and verified by how, because paperwork is the most important thing here.
It's a genius move, using the bureaucracy against itself.
But the delay only lasts so long. Esme storms in with the real Dr. Tukuna and Nurse Flo, ripping off Klaus and Sunny's masks.
Exposing them. And the crowd, primed by the Daily Punctilio's lies, reacts with horror.
And then, as if things couldn't get worse, Hal arrives.
Holding the fake paperclip keys, and he accuses the Baudelaires of setting the library of records on fire.
Just then, Mattathias confirms over the intercom the hospital is burning, and blames the Baudelaires. They're now framed as arsonists, too.
It's the culmination of all the lies, all the misinformation, trapping them completely.
They're cornered, Olaf's associates, the angry crowd, Esme threatening them with her knife shoes.
But Klaus makes this really important moral stand. He refuses to use the rusty knife Esme gave him. He won't become like Olaf.
And he realizes the gurney Violet's on is their only way out.
What follows is this chaotic, terrifying escape on the gurney. Dodging people, Olaf's voice blaring threats over the intercom, the fire spreading everywhere.
Violet starts to come around, thankfully. But they hit dead end after dead end fire, blocking the stairs up and down.
They duck into the ward for people with nasty rashes, only to find fire blocking that exit too, literally trapped by the flames, ignited by lies.
It seems hopeless. But this is where Violet shines. Sunny gives her a strip of medical coat.
To use as a hair ribbon, so she can focus her inventing mind. It's a small but crucial act of sibling support.
And Violet creates a spurious intercom from an empty alphabet soup can. It's incredible.
She then perfectly impersonates Babs's voice over this makeshift intercom.
And redirects the entire pursuing crowd, Hal, the reporter, everyone, to the unfinished wing of the hospital. A brilliant piece of deception to clear their path.
It's another instance of them using trickery, mirroring Olaf's methods. And they grapple with that. Are they becoming like him?
But Klaus brings up page 13, the survivor. He argues they're different because they don't abandon people. Their lies are for survival, for truth, not for cruelty.
That distinction remains vital. Their methods might be questionable at times, but their fundamental goal, protecting each other, finding truth, sets them apart.
With the way clear, Violet unveils her final escape plan, using a cord made of rubber bands to basically bungee jump out the window.
It's audacious, and Klaus insists they all go together. No one left behind. It's a powerful statement of their bond, defying Olaf's self-serving individualism.
And they make it. A terrifying jump, but they land safely, watching Heimlich Hospital burn behind them.
A chilling mirror image of their own home burning down. The cycle of destruction continues.
But even on the ground, it's not over. They see Olaf driving away, triumphant, still determined to find and destroy that Snicket file, page 13.
And in their final act of utter desperation, see no other option.
They hide in the trunk of Olaf's car. Their enemy's car becomes their last desperate shelter, just so they can stay close to that file, that hope of a survivor, that piece of truth.
It's an absolutely stunning conclusion to this part of their journey.
Wow, what a ride! From that desperate roadside store all the way to the trunk of their enemy's car. The sheer ingenuity and resilience, the Baudelaire Orphans show, it's just staggering.
It really is. And this deep dive into their story, I think, highlights something critical. In a world saturated with twisted information, where basic truths get deliberately obscured, developing real knowledge, thinking critically, those become your most powerful tools for survival.
Absolutely.
And it really poses a question for you, the listener, doesn't it? When every source seems to contradict the last, when sometimes doing the right thing seems to require wrong methods, how do you navigate that? How do you distinguish truth from deception, and what guides your own moral compass? Your story, as bleak as it often is, reminds us that even in the darkest corners, that relentless pursuit of truth and the refusal to abandon the people you care about, well, maybe those are the most courageous acts of all.